What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday. It is almost Thanksgiving. Hope you guys are getting prepared and getting yourselves situated for Thanksgiving. Those who, observed that holiday and whatnot. So there's been a lot going on in the sector, from Rico and Rico Jr. to the panel Shamar hosted, and even stuff with Rita and her mother and Lala Dime back in the mix. It's been so much going on. But let's catch up on some Rico news first. So as I stated earlier, Shamar was doing a panel, I guess a boys panel, and they were over there taking shots, having a good old time and whatnot, carrying on. And Rico was mentioned, I guess, or whatever happened, and Rico ended up going live himself. So KRN ended up in Rico's live chat and was dragging him in the chat. He was telling him, you don't brush his teeth. He smells pissy. He's a lightweight. He's 120 pounds. I was like, Lord Jesus, he got to weigh a little bit more than 120. A little bit more, maybe. Maybe so, maybe not. He went on to call Rico all types of broke niggas. He says, you keep making threats, but he wants Rico to pull up, even though he knows that Rico can't afford to brush his teeth, much less afford to get to wherever King Roman News is located, I think in Baltimore. And he's broke, so how can he even afford a lawyer? He has a public defender. Now Roman said Rico play them games if he want to, and whoever that other person is that work in that restaurant that works forever in the area that King Roman News lives at, that if somebody walks up on him while he's walking his dog, they will be dead, because he has a concealed to carry, and he always carries when he walks his dog. So if you pull them whole show games with him, you're gonna get one to the head, Rico. His words, not mine. Now, did y'all catch Rico when he went live and he used his AdSense check to get a Filet-O-Fish sandwich? And I think he got a double. I think he got two doubles, if I'm not mistaken. Why would you take your little bit of check down to the McDonald's for? Why would you do that? So y'all know Rico, he ended up hitting the panel, and they commenced to yelling and fussing, and then Rico ran off to go back to his page and go live again, I guess, child. So Rick was also on the panel, Rick Reed, and he got into it kind of with Uppity and her gums. I guess she was trying to be shady in the back chat, and Rick was like, nah, ho, don't play them back chat games with me. You want drag? Come up here and drag. So, Rick does what Rick does, dragged her ass to the front. And then Rico made his way back on the panel, talking about the damn barbecue grill, because Lemon offered to give him the money, I guess, to cash up to get this barbecue grill. And then Lemon didn't give him the money. So then him and Lemon got into it on the panel as well. Rico was calling Lemon bitches, and Lemon started yelling and screaming, don't call me a bitch, don't call me a bitch. Rico went on to get into his grand delusions. He said that he gave Roman his start on YouTube. He gave ODS his start on YouTube in the beef sector, and he's put money in everyone's pocket. How can you put money in everyone's pocket when you don't even have money for yourself? Now that I don't fucking understand. How is that a thing? Now let's get into the stalker from Texas that be stalking Tracy in that gas station with the knees. So he made a video in response to Rico's video and said that Rico should take the video down because Rico went off in the video and was kind of threatening King Roman News again. And he was like, this could cause him further legal actions again. And he went on to imply that Roman is setting Rico up to go to jail again and to lose that dog again. Because for those who don't know, Rico did get Rico Jr. back. He did not have to pay the 6 stacks to get Rico Jr. back, but he does have Rico Jr. back in his custody. The ASPCA, they gave him a Lyft ride to come get the dog and back home, child. So they are very generous up there in New York, I see. Anywho, Rico said that Rico Jr. is also on meds since being in the shelter, that he's been traumatized, and he's taking medication because of that, and it's all King Roman News' fault because he did this for no reason, just to be malicious and all this carrying on, child. And with that being said, he may sue you, Roman, so you better lay low, because he may sue you for making his dog go back to the shelter and being traumatized and having to take doggy medication, honey. And he's still going with the narrative that he can outcook Treasure Lane. I don't know what's wrong with Rico, but okay. Different day, same old Rico. He then got into his God talk like he always do. Or he only fears God. He's not taking any video down. All this, all that. And then he ended up with he knows how King Roman News moves now, so he knows how to handle him accordingly moving forward. Now, then again, Rico went live yet again to go get in line for some free food. Now here's the thing, I ain't about to bash him for going and handling his business and getting food how he needs to get it. But do you have to broadcast everything? Because it plays into that narrative that you're a broke bum that just begs. So why even, put that out for people to see and to judge you like that? I don't understand. And when we talk about it, then it's, your people are harassing you, they're stalking you, all this, all that, all the stuff that you be saying. But you put it out and people have an opinion about it and they speak about it, then you're upset. So maybe deleting your page was a good thing. But then why use your new page, which really isn't a new page, to still be talking about beef sector stuff? Because that can put you right back in the beef sector algorithm. Like, what was the point? And did you delete the page or did you hide the page? Because why would you delete a monetized page that you were bragging about the past month? So guess what I'm about to say, y'all. He did yet another live. A shirtless live. Child, I was so over all the damn lives. I said, fuck it. Y'all go watch yourselves. But you can't because the page is going right now. So, yeah, that's the tea on what the boy's been up to. And I don't know how I feel about this Rita situation as far as talking about it. But we gonna see what happens next. It's about 12:30. Well, it's almost 1 o'clock here on the East Coast. So we'll see like anything pops off later today and how things play out. But I saw some videos, honey, of a house and some toilets and some tubs, and I was flabbergasted. I was flabbergasted. Yeah. All right, y'all. Thumbs up if you have not subscribed. Go ahead and subscribe, and I will see y'all later.